Hi everyone. Here's our assignment. I'm just going to go through parts of the assignment for you. I've already done this in the previous video that I posted on the assignment, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it without a whole lot of explanation. Now, another way that you can write this formula for step B is to take the sum. Let me grab my auto sum. So it's going to automatically put in the equal. And I'm going to sum up all the expenditures. Okay, and oh, I screwed that up, so sorry. Let me do that again. Sorry about that. Maybe third time's the charm here. Okay, and then I'm going to click outside the parentheses, and I'm going to add the deposits to it. Now, what they want you to do is subtract this sum from the beginning balance. So you can now, right after the equal sign, put in the beginning balance and subtract it. So now what you have is you have the beginning balance minus the sum of all the expenditures plus whatever deposits there are. And that will give you the new balance for the current month. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully I did that right. And you could check yourself, you could add these up and subtract it. And obviously we're adding 0 here. So that's definitely something you could do if you were worried about it. Step C, it says we cannot fill the formula. So what it's talking about doing is doing this. And we get an error. We can't do that. And the reason for that, I just Control Z'd to undo that. The reason we can't do that is because when it drags this formula down, it's not referring to this cell anymore. It's referring to this cell. And that doesn't make any sense because that's the word balance. There's nothing to subtract or add. So what they're asking us for in step C, they're asking us in L7, enter the formula which takes the previous balance. Okay, so we're writing the same formula again. So that's kind of a double whammy. There we go. And let me just scroll back over here a little bit. A little easier when you can see what you're doing. And I'm going to click outside, add the deposits, and then I'm going to stick my cursor right in front of the equal sign and make that my beginning balance and put a subtraction sign. So now what I have is the beginning balance here minus these expenses, the sum of those, plus the deposits. And you can see that the colors are changing. So that's kind of nice. All right, let's go down to step D. Step D says now fill the formula in cell L7 down to L24. Okay, so we can do that. That's really easy. We did that in class. Just trying to get back up there. So this is L7. We're going to grab our fill handle. If I can grab it. I'm not using a mouse here, so that's part of my problem. But you guys do that all the time. And hopefully I'm getting down to 24. I'm not sure I got, nope, didn't get everywhere. So let me fill that one more row. Sometimes you have to just go another row. All right. And I think that is all we had. No, that's not actually all we had to do. Sorry, I'm just reading. And then it says in row 24 for January 19th. Okay, so we're going to go over here. January 19th, we're going to enter $22.37 for gas, which I think that's the gas column, right? Yep. And then we're going to come over here. See how they've made the cells different colors for you? It's kind of nice. They help you out a little bit. And then $128.99 for the phone and $75.43 for the electric. So we're entering in these three expenses, and we're going to format this one as accounting. We're going to format this one as accounting, and this one. And of course, in the Google Sheets, that might be under the format menu. So you'll have to go somewhere else to find that. Part E in A25, and that little colon means all the way through A36. Okay. So we're going to enter dates. Now what I'm going to attempt to do is fill them. Let's see what happens. See what happens when I drag it down? It's giving me exactly what I need. And it's formatting it the same way. So I think that's all we had to do in that step. Format the formula from L24. Okay, so I did that all in one step. In cell B38, let's see, this is column B, row 38. We're going to sum the monthly values for this column and fill the formula across. So we're going to stay in that row. So I'm going to find my auto sum, and it's obviously not doing it correctly. We want to sum the monthly values for this column. So we're going to go, I'm starting with 31 January and going to 1 January. And I'm going to hit enter. And then I'm going to make that work for everything in that row. I think they said go across to, let me see where they told me to stop. L38, so all the way over. Okay. So now we're going to do, in B39, we're going to do the average. So instead of clicking on the auto sum, we're going to hit the drop down menu and we're going to click average. We're going to do the same exact highlighting right there. And we're going to fill that over just like we did in the step before. So this is just getting used to your built-in functions. In step B40, cell B40, excuse me, we're going to do the count. As you can see, there's not expenditures everywhere. So let's get the drop-down menu, count numbers. So clearly we're going to go back and highlight that same group of data from 1 to 31 January. And we've got 3 things, so we should have 3 things. One there, and one there. Okay, cool. So we're going to fill that all the way across. Then we're going to do the max, and we're going to do the min. So drop-down menu. They make this so nice and simple. Because of these built-in functions, you don't have to write a formula for those. And then we're going to fill that all the way across. And then we'll do the min. Lastly, we'll do the min. And I didn't do that right. Something happened and I moved something. If you move it, just click it and drag it and put it back. It's not the first time I've done that. Especially when I'm not using a mouse. Okay, so my min did, that didn't work. So let's fix that again. Okay. Let's go here. So we can capture all of January. And then we're dragging it across. So it sounded like a lot of work, but really not terrible. And you see how these directions, they're really kind of telling you exactly what to do. So now it says type in the cell reference. You might be wondering what that is. And it's telling you here the answers should look like this in this format. So you're going to type in like an A21 or a D13. You're going to type in the name of the cell, which gives each of the following. Okay, so the first thing they want to know, item I, the 1, average amount spent on gas so far this month. So you're going to go over here, you're going to look for average, you're going to look for gas, and I believe gas is the first column, right? Expenses, yes it is. Rolling back down to find the average, highlight that, that is B39. Okay, and I'm going to type that here, B39. Oops, 39. Okay, so I'm going to do that for all of those. I'm not going to show you how to do that because I just did that. Now, I'm not going to tell you the answer for part H But what I am going to tell you is that one of the outputs in cell L38, so it's these, L38 to L42 doesn't make any sense. And you would not really want to compute this value, even though it's possible to compute the value. So you're going to type in, it's going to be L38, L39, L40, L41, and L42. There's one of them. Doesn't make sense. Now let's talk about what's in column L real quick. Column L is a balance after each day in January. So I know probably most of you have never kept a checkbook balance, but this is the balance after you spend or you deposit something or both. So it's constantly changing. But what it does not represent is you getting this much money on January 1, getting this much money on January 2. These are not all deposits of cash. Okay. They are this one to this one didn't change. So this is still your balance. It didn't change here. So this is still your balance. Here, your balance went down. So these are running balances. So which one of these do you think does not make sense? Does it make sense to add up the sum of those running balances? Does it make sense to average the running balances, to count the running balances, to find the max of the balances, or to find the min of the balances? One of those does not make sense. So I hope that helps just a little bit with getting the assignment done, and I will see you next week.